Dear learners, this is Muhammad Aminul Islam Ujjal. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Learn English with Ujjal. Today we will discuss very vital thing, you see, conditional sentences. You know, grammar is the study of sentence. So, sentences we have already discussed, and you already know sentences on the basis of meaning, on the basis of structure. There are different types of sentences, and today I will discuss conditional sentences. Actually, in our everyday life, we have to fulfill different types of conditions to make something happen. So these are very much important things. We will have to follow these rules very carefully. Especially the students will have to follow these rules very carefully. And after this discussion, I'll give you some other new information, and let me discuss one by one. Dear learners, you see conditional sentences. Here, conditional sentences have two parts. Conditional sentences have two parts, and we already know if is the main conjunction which makes conditional sentences, and there may be something synonyms of if. That is different thing, but generally we use if, and if makes a complex sentence, and complex sentence has two clauses. One is main clause, another is subordinate clause. Okay, and here conditional sentences have two parts. One, the if clause, and another is main clause. One is, as conditional sentences have two parts. One is the if clause, another is the main clause. We know in the case of complex sentences, subordinate clause begins with a subordinating conjunction, and main clause doesn't start with or begin with any conjunction. Here, in the same way, if clause is the subordinate clause and the main clause. That means the conditional sentences have two parts. One is if clause and another is main clause. Okay, and basic conditional sentences are of three types, or basically conditional sentences are of three types. Conditional sentence type 1, conditional sentence type 2, and conditional sentence type 3. We will discuss one by one. Number one, here you see, dear learners, conditional sentence type 1. Conditional sentence type 1. Here, this is probable. Probable, that is, there is probability to happen this. On some condition, something may happen. There is probability, and the probability is more than improbability in the condition type 1. And here, the construction of this type of conditional sentence, if clause is present indefinite and another clause is future indefinite. If clause, if based clause is in the present indefinite, and the main clause, that means the other clause is present in future indefinite tense. And according to that structure, I have written here one example, that is, if he runs, he will get it. You see, if he runs, that means it will be the if clause is the cause, that is the condition. If clause is the condition or cause, and the main clause is effect or result. That means the result, he will get it. Either he will get it or not. It will depend on his running. If he runs, that means if he does not run, he will not get it. That means this is if he runs, his running is the condition. His running is the cause, and the main clause is effect, the main clause is product, the result. So result depends on the condition. That means if he is able to fulfill the condition, there is still probability to have something or to get it. So this is probable. That means there is probability. It may happen or may not happen, or but probability is more or greater than improbability. So here, if he runs present indefinite tense, and he will get it future indefinite tense. Here, according to the rule, if based clause will be in the present indefinite tense, and the main clause, that means another clause, will be in the future indefinite clause. But we can write it also in another way. That means he will get it if he runs. He will get it if he runs. This will also be possible. We can either that main clause comes first, say subordinate clause goes next. It's not a problem, and it will not make any difference, or it will not make any difference in the meaning. So we can write in that way also. Or here, yes, I have already given the example. He will get it if he runs. And but on the basis of construction, we'll have to think one thing. That is, if we use the conjunction, at the beginning of the sentence, as it is a complex sentence, if we use the conjunction if at the beginning of the sentence, we will have to use comma in the middle of the sentence. In the middle of the sentence, we will have to use the comma. But when we will use the conjunction if in the middle of the sentence, we need not use any comma. That means in the place of comma, if is used here. Okay, perhaps that is clear to you. Next, conditional sentence type 2. Conditional sentence type 2, here you see improbable. That means not possible. That probability is not possible here, as the tense is past. If plus past indefinite tense. This is the construction, if plus past indefinite tense, and the next or the later clause will be in the conditional past. Conditional past, would, subject plus would plus V1 plus extension. V1 stands for verb 1. That means the first stage or present form of the verb. And here, according to the structure, I have given an example. If he came here, he would meet me. If he came here, he would meet me. That means he did not come. He did not come. This is impossible. This is unreality. He did not come. As a result, he could not meet me. And so this is not possible, as it may be possible in the case of conditional sentence type 1, as the tense is in the past, so it did not occur. As a result, the condition did not happen. As a result, the result also did not happen. So, dear learners, you will have to follow this in this way. If this is conditional sentence type 2, in that case, you will have to use if plus past indefinite tense and plus the later clause will include conditional past. Conditional past, the construction of conditional past is subject plus would plus V1, that means the present form of the verb, and plus extension. According to that, I have given an example I have already discussed. If he came here, he would meet me. That means the condition was not fulfilled. That means he did not come. As a result, he also did not meet me. So that is improbable. Next, conditional sentence. Conditional sentence type 3. Conditional sentence type 3, that is impossible. It is also more impossible. And the structure or the construction of this clause of this conditional sentence is if plus past perfect. Here in the type 2 we saw past indefinite, but here if based clause includes past perfect tense, and the main clause will be in the conditional perfect. Conditional perfect, subject plus would have, and the past participle of the main verb, that means the third stage of the main verb, go when gone. So gone here, and the extension. And according to that structure, I have given an example. I've written an example that if I had gone there, I would have married her. That means both of us are unmarried. I haven't married yet. So she is also unmarried now, perhaps. And in this case, this is remoter past, remoter. This is past perfect. So this is improbable, impossible, unreal. But in some cases, we express our ideas, express or recall our past to say something, to make somebody understand some situation or condition by saying such type of sentences, though they are unreal or reality is not possible in this case. Yet we have to express sometimes such type of sentences. So conditional sentence type 3, impossible. If plus past perfect, and the main clause will include conditional perfect, and that is subject plus would have plus V3, that means the past participle of verb, and plus extension. And according to that structure, I've given or written an example, that is, if I had gone there, I would have married her. Yes, and this is, I think, I know this conditional sentences are very much known to you, yet I'd like to remind you of the rules and regulations of these sentences. And now I would like to give you another type of conditional, that is zero conditional. This is also discussed in different places. Zero conditionals. Zero conditionals. Zero conditionals. Zero conditional. Actually, zero conditional means zero is zero. Actually, this is not actually included in the condition, as this is not as conditional as type 1, 2, and 3, but yet this is a type of conditional to someone or some people, and the grammarians also use this. Actually, we use zero conditional when we want to talk about facts or things that are generally true. Zero conditional we use when we want to talk something true, some facts or some things which usually occur or which are true, usually which are true. That is not probable, that is not assumed, rather they are scientifically true, or in everyday life they are very much true, and so they are not in that sense conditionals. They usually happen. Either we assume or we have an assumption or not, they will happen. So yet as we use if, as a result we call it also conditional. So this is zero conditional. And scientific facts are often covered by the zero conditional. Scientific facts: if you heat ice, it melts. If you and in this case, in the case of zero conditional, the structure is if plus present indefinite plus comma present indefinite. This is, in both the clauses we will have to use present indefinite. If based clause is in present indefinite, also the main clause is in the present indefinite. Both the clauses are in same tenses. That means present indefinite, and that is zero conditional. Here it may be clarified in giving an example that if you heat ice, it melts. If you heat ice, it melts. Present indefinite. Actually, this is scientific truth. Scientifically, this is proved. If you heat ice, you know, ice is mass, noun, mass. This is frozen, and if we heat it, it will melt into water. So this is always done, and this happens every time. This happens. So this is scientific truth, and this is not conditional in that sense. As we thought in the case of conditional sentence type 1, conditional sentence type 2, and conditional sentence type 3. But this is zero conditional in that sense, that this is scientific truth, and there is no any assumption. There is no way of assumption or idea. This is scientifically true. In this case, this is true, and we can use or cite some other examples. Suppose if you go swimming, you will get wet. If you go swimming, you will get wet. Actually, without water, you cannot swim. If you want to swim, you'll have to either go to the pond or to river or any sea. That means you will have to go anywhere where you will have to go somewhere where you will get water and where you will be able to dive. And there, if you dive and if you take bath there, you will get wet. This is very natural. This is very natural. If you must get wet if you. This is not probable. This is not probable. This is not our assumption. This is true. And if you dive in water, either pond water, river water, sea water, you will get wet. This is very natural. And either we think or not, it's not a matter. It will occur as it is scientifically true. So this is very much true. And another example I can give: if ice melts, it becomes water. If ice melts, it becomes water. You see, either you think or not, either you know or don't know, it's not a matter. It will become water if ice melts. If ice melts, it becomes water. This is true, scientifically true. Either you believe or not, either you assume or not, either you have any idea or not, it will happen. It must happen. So there is no any way, or there is no any scope not to be wet. So this is zero conditional. This is zero conditional. This is zero conditional, and I'd like to. There may be some other types of conditional. Suppose mixed conditionals. We may conditionals. We may say. Suppose in the case of conditional sentence type 1, conditional sentence type 2, we could use to be verb. We usually use where. In the case of that, where we use where. The subject is I, he, or we, or you, or she, even it, whatever subject may be, whatever the subject may be, the to be verb must be where. Suppose if I were you, I would do it. If I were you, I would do it. Actually, it's not possible to be you, it's not possible for on my part to become you. You one, and I am different. We cannot be same. So Korim cannot be Rohim. Rohim cannot be Korim. Korim is by born Korim, and he has different types. He has different shape, different age, different body structure, body and complexion of the body and mentality. And Rohim has different types of mentality, body structure, weight, and and quality education may be different. Of course, one cannot be another. All the people are different from one another or each other. So if I were you, I would do it. I cannot be you. I cannot be you, so I cannot do it. So I could not, as I could not be you, I could not do it. So this is unreal thing. If I were you, I would do it. No, it's not possible, so it is impossible thing. But we could write it another way. Suppose, were I you, I would do it. Were I you, I would do it. It is also possible. It is also possible. In the case of if is omitted here. If without if, this is possible. In the upper sentence here, if I were you, I would do it. But in the lower sentence, I have omitted if. This is also an exceptional thing. This is also possible. Were I you, I would do it. It is also possible and would give us the same meaning. And another thing, it would be conditional sentence type 3. In that case, we suppose we used if I had gone there, I would have done this. In that case, we can use had I gone there, had I gone there, I would have helped you. And the same sentence could be written in another way. Suppose, had I gone there, I would have helped you. In the lower sentence, I have omitted the conjunction if. Had I gone there, I would have helped you. But though I have used the helping verb had at the beginning of this sentence, it doesn't mean that it is an interrogative sentence. No, this is not interrogative sentence. This is as usual sentence. In that sense, this is a different type of sentence, not assertive. Interrogative. This is not interrogative. So here I have just omitted the conjunction if, as here in this construction, in this type of construction, we can omit the conjunction if, as we omitted the conjunction if in the case of were I you, I would do that, such and such. And there may be some other types of sentences. Suppose, if you want this, work hard. If you are waiting you can stand in a queue. This is British English, and we could write here line, in a line. That is American English. If you are waiting, you can stand in a queue. Yes, this can be written: if you love me, if you love me, do this for me. If you have done the work, you may go home. So, dear learners, you see, if you here we see different types of sentences, and in the constructions there are variations. Their constructions are not specific, but the typical, the basic conditional sentences have specific conditions, specific constructions, specific tenses. In the case of basic conditionals, there are specific constructions, specific tenses, specific, everything is specific. We cannot make any variation in those three conditional sentences. Conditional sentence type 1, conditional sentence type 2, conditional sentence type 3. But in this case, we are using different types of constructions. We are using different types of tenses. So these are mixed conditionals, and before that I discussed zero conditional. So dear learners, conditional sentences include many rules, and if we want to discuss most of the rules now, it will take a long time, and if you try at home and if you read some important and famous grammars, I think you will get more rules on this topic, and you will be benefited. And I think if you follow my video, I think you will be benefited at least a little bit. And if you love and if you like my videos, please subscribe my channel. Please give a like. Please make a comment. Please share or click the bell icon so that my created videos may go to you automatically. And please, and if you have already subscribed to my channel, you are thanked cordially, and please enjoy. This was my arrangement. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.